There we go, Loch Ness monster.
Right, here we go, another trip. This one's the Loch Ness 360. I'm doing this one with a friend of mine, Craig, Mr. Ultra Endurance, is going to come along. Doesn't do any cycling and make me look like a total prat, but hey ho. So we're meant to set off today, but the weather's been that abysmal, we decided to leave it and make a late start because, just like the forecast said, it's just starting to ease off now at midday. So we're going to do this route in 4 stages. Drumnadrochit to Fort Augustas, Fort Augustas up round the other side of the loch to Foyers, Foyers to Inverness, and then back on the Great Glen Way. So we arrived a day ago, but we spent yesterday just sorting kit out, nipping into Inverness to those guys at Ticket to Ride, which is a cycle hire firm in Inverness, and that is a really good place to get your kit from. So we've picked up the bikes, the bags, done all the kit check yesterday, packed, and we're ready to go. But if you want to see what happened yesterday, watch next, because I'll show you what happened when we turned up to Ticket to Ride, and you can have a look around for yourself. Based in Inverness, Ticket to Ride is hidden away right in the middle of Belfield Park. If you're wanting to rent a cycle, they've great stock of mountain bikes, hybrids and road cycles, as well as kits such as helmets, tools and panniers. Their cycles are normally changed every year, unless there's been a pandemic of course. I know from experience that the quality and condition of these cycles is second to none. They have a fully equipped workshop and friendly mechanics who will set the bike up exactly as you want it. Personally, I always take along my own saddle and pedals if I'm renting a cycle. I came here before a few years ago to do the Great Glen Way.
Yep.
Thought it was a awesome bloody shop back then. Really nice service, good bikes, everything. I first used Ticket to Ride back in 2017 when I rented a mountain bike kitted out with rack and panniers to do the Great Glen Way. I was completely blown away by the customer service and the quality of the kit they provided. The following year I used their cycle taxi service to shuttle me and my wife from Ullapool back to Oban at the end of our Hebridean Way cycle trip. It's pretty fair to say that I'm a dedicated fan. So what do you reckon, is it up to the job?
Oh yeah, it's a nice little thing, isn't it?
Not bad.
Fantastic colours.
You don't need anything else there, everything's kitted on it.
I've got full toolkit in there, puncture repair kit, chain splitter, inner tube. I've got a pump, bottle holder, panniers, rack, reflectors, front and rear, even a bell. Lockout suspension on the front. Yeah, it's certainly a nice little thing. Just put my SPD pedals on, you know, make it comfortable for my type of riding, so we're okay with that.
Right, here we go. Just leaving Drumnadrochit now. We're going to pick up the Great Glen Way. Dodgy bend. Here we go, just follow these signs. What do you reckon? Nice spot for a bit something to eat.
Yeah, nice place for lunch. Yeah.
If these wraps aren't up to anything, you're getting the sack. continued to ride along the Great Glen Way towards Fort Augustas. The trail ran through the forest high above the loch, and every now and then it would break out into the open and reward us with a stunning view.
Right, low route it is then.
As we neared Inverness, we headed away from the loch for a short while and were totally gobsmacked by the breathtaking view that unfolded in front of us. After a short while, the trail turned back on itself and back down to the road at Inverness before climbing back up to the Great Glen Way once again.
End of the day at Fort Augustas, thank God. Right, here we go, we're at Fort Augustas today. Weather's turned out a bit nicer because yesterday was pretty grotty, so we're going to go have a look around the village.
Fort Augustas is a village sitting at the southern end of Loch Ness. A fort was built here by General Wade in the aftermath of the Jacobite uprising in 1715. He had also planned to build a town around the fort and call it Wadesborough. However, as the settlement grew, it took on the name of the fort instead. Nowadays, Fort Augustas is a popular tourist destination, famous for its stunning lakeside views and cruises, as well as its famous locks and the Caledonian Canal.
Right, so today's plan, we'll set off from Fort Augustas, ride round the other side of the loch over there and stop off halfway up at a small village called Foyers, and if we get a chance we'll have a look at these Foyers waterfall. We're out of Fort Augustas now, make our way to this South Loch Ness trail. There's quite a bit of climbing now. I'm looking on the profile on my map out app last night, looks like there was 5 miles of it. So I think I'll get warmed up anyway.
The climb was a brutal 11% for about 5 miles with over 500 metres of height. Thank goodness the wind was a tailwind.
That's an abrupt climb, isn't it?
It's not over yet.
Hey, look down there. Jesus Christ, it's like a bloody vertical ascent. Even Craig's given up.
We jumped onto a gravel track which we thought would follow our route. However, it soon became apparent that it was veering off in the wrong direction. Oh well, back down the mountain and back to the original plan. Time for a fruit stop for some energy. Courtesy of Craig and his stash of mangoes. Arriving at Loch Tarf, we thought we'd give the South Loch Ness Trail a go instead of the road. As it turned out to be more gnarly single track than gravel trail, it became a total pain with loaded cycles, so we went back down to the road. At the end of all the climbing, we were rewarded with a fantastic viewpoint, followed by a very, very long and fast downhill section which lasted about another 6 miles. As we arrived in Foyers with a couple of hours to spare before we could check in, we wasted no time at all by diving into the first cafe that we saw.
Is it too much to wonder? I'll be here waiting. I'll be here waiting.
Go on then, how would you sum up today's ride? Pretty tough, wasn't it? 5 miles of climbing.
Yeah.
With time to spare, we squeezed in a second coffee and cake. Nice room for the night. Lovely and cosy. Forest view. Looks good to me. Perfect. That'll do for the night. Right, we've got day 3 now, so we've slept overnight at Foyers. We're going to go along the Loch Side and work our way up to Inverness and pick up a few trails along the way. So forecast is good today, thank God. Nice and sunny. A bit chilly though, but we can stand that. So let's go for it. Although famous for its waterfalls, Foyers has an industrial past. Since the late 19th century, the watercourses near Foyers have been harnessed to power hydroelectric plants. Furthermore, the British Aluminium Company built their first hydro-powered smelter there in 1896, the first in the UK. This facility operated until 1967. Right, let's have a nosy down here. It's a fancy thing, isn't it? Leaving Foyers, we followed the NCR78 until we got to Inverfarigaig, where we took a minor road leading to the B862. This turned out to be the highlight of the day as we rode along Loch Faralline.
Strong building that.
After passing through Inverfarigaig, we took yet another detour followed by a cross-country trail and then back onto the B862 again. The views were absolutely amazing. This loch was so picturesque we decided to stop for a break and a bite to eat. We couldn't get over how quiet this road was, a cycling heaven if ever there was. Eventually the road started to drop again and we could see Inverness in the distance. It had been a fantastic ride and we were buzzing. Once again too early for checking in, so we cycled into the city centre and chilled out in a nice cafe. Inverness is a beautiful and vibrant city and a great place to walk around at the end of a long day. It's got historic buildings, beautiful parks and a great selection of cafes and restaurants. Right, here we go, last day of the trip. So we're in beautiful Inverness. What a lovely, lovely scenic city this is. So today's ride we're going to go from here along the Great Glen Way and to Drumnadrochit. Had a nice walk around last night. What a beautiful place this is. Have a look. The Great Glen Way runs along the canal at Inverness, then winds its way through some housing before climbing up into the forest and onto the trails. First bit of this ride is quite a steep, abrupt climb. But once you get to the top, it looks to be like a nice, steady, level ride at a higher level. Most of the way to Drumnadrochit and then dropping down. Well, this bit, I've just had my breakfast. I just can't be bothered slogging up this. I'd rather walk it. Climbing out of Inverness now. Not as easy as I got. Right, so we're off the climb now on onto the flat bit, which goes on for quite a while. The next bit of height is dropping down into Drumnadrochit. Right, let's have a look at this famous eco cafe at Abriacan, or Abriacan. Yeah.
Hello everyone, how are you? Would you like to put your push bike somewhere safe and take a walk up and ring the bell, and Sandra will take your order and will serve you immediately?
No problem.
No bother. Just put your bike somewhere you think is safe. We own all the land here, so we'll be are they Ticket to Ride?
They are, yeah.
They're the best company.
They are, they're superb.
There's other companies that are cheaper.
No.
But if you ever have a problem with them, they'll come and get you.
I've used them before, they're the nicest flipping guys going.
Honest to God, honest to God.
Where are they based?
Inverness.
Many people there, but we recommend them because they're always, the service is second to none.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in there or you're right
I'm
here?
right here.
This is my wife here, she'll take your order, that saved you a little walk up.
Yeah.
I'll go and get the entrance. Oh, I'll take the photo. Would you mind if I took your photo? Is that the
Well, you're alright if you do, it'll still be on the ground. It cannot fall off the ground. It can't fall off the ground, I should say.
I'd just like to give you what we have.
You've got the whole world in your bags there.
Oh,
I'll get the entrance.
that's it.
So are you going to Inverness or heading south? Which?
Drumnadrochit.
So it's your first day?
No, because we started there.
Well, you've come for Drum and you're heading to Inverness?
No, we went round the loch.
You're
Fort
really
Augustas.
confusing. Are you Irish as well? I can say that because I've got one here.
Went to Drum to Fort Augustas, then Foyers, then Inverness, then back to Drum.
Today?
No,
All right.
I'm
How
not-
many days?
4 days.
This is the 4th day.
Good on you. Good on you. That's pretty hard going out of Fort Augustas up that hill.
Oh God.
Mind you, it's good to get the hard bit over and done with first.
Oh, we're
took-
heading through the off-road as well. We've been doing it off-road. We've been making sure we get some good climbing in.
Good on you, man.
It-
Have you got electric bikes?
No.
No.
Or just no?
Reputation is everything up here, and the owner recognised the cycles as Ticket to Ride kit. He couldn't speak highly enough about them. Like he said, if you're renting their cycles and you have an accident or mechanical issue, these guys will come out and bail you out. Abreacon Eco Cafe and Campsite is run by the loveliest people you could meet. It might be a wacky setup, but all along the trail hikers were telling us not to miss it. It was certainly different. What a racket! I won't be saying that anyway of the size of this thing. Take my eyes out. Right, we're at Abreacon Eco Cafe in the middle of the forest. What an unusual place. Apparently Abreacon means what? Hill of the Raven. Yeah. But all this local food here, absolutely bloody. I don't know how to even describe it. The food's excellent, but what an experience, and what really nice people these are. Living off grid with this cafe. Every person we passed on the trail was telling us, call in and get the drizzle cake. So we have, and it's fantastic. Bloody weather. I was forecasting part for today. 30% rain, it said. Not another bloody climb. This is a pretty bit of track, isn't it? Yeah. Right, we've got the last bit of track now down into bloody hell, I can't even think straight. Drumnadrochit. And we're coming off the forest track and it's onto like a proper woodland trail now. Coming into Drumnadrochit now. You can see Urquhart Castle over there on the bay. down onto the A82 into Drumnadrochit. End of the ride. Well, that was the end of the ride, and what a great trip it turned out to be. Yeah, you could do it quicker, but taking longer gave us the option to take little detours, stop along the way and enjoy the whole experience. If you like cycling and scenery, you really have to do this ride. So don't just sit there watching this video, get out and do it yourself. Back to the start point, roundabout, next to the Scottmead Co-op in Drumnadrochit.